Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. This is Kristen and I am here with day 29 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, who is in collaboration with Scraptember and Laura Alberts and the Scrappy Sisters. So today we have this sketch which comes from Christy's Beautiful Life. And I can't see anything on here that says who created this sketch, but it looks like we've got 3 pictures, 3 different pieces of sections of the layout, and some embellishments, and a title, and then some journaling. And then the prompt for today is mixed alphas, and that comes from Scraptember. So this is our sketch and our prompt. And this is what I'll be working with. So I would like to solely work with this paper pad from Heidi Swapp, the Honey&Spice. I have done very little with this paper pad. I've got a couple of things that are cut out of here, but I know I have at least one of every single page. This layout or sketch has 3 sections, and then these 3 pictures are matted and then matted again. So I would need 5 different papers. So I'm going to look for 5 different coordinating, but also some contrasting, because this paper here looks like it may be the same as what the pictures are initially matted in, or they're both dark, and then these are all light. So I want to coordinate to where that all works together. I'm going to use some mixed media and use some bubble wrap instead of fussy cutting out like leaves and flowers. And I am going to turn my sketch this way because my pictures are vertical. So this is from my birthday party about a month ago. And so I want to scrapbook these. They were going to go on 2 separate pages with another picture, but I decided that these 3 worked perfectly together. So I am going to use this sketch, this prompt, these pictures, this paper pad. I have a plethora of alphas that I think will work or might work. Some extra floral bits. I've pulled out some washi tape that I think might match and work. I pulled out my Heidi Swapp little stickers and some small hearts. I can't even get the word out. As an extra embellishment, maybe the little extra little bitties. And so with all of this and this sketch and prompt, let's see what this is gonna look like. I've already made one layout with this sketch, and we'll talk about that later. All right, so I guess let's see how this goes. So I got my table cleaned off, and I got the Heidi Swapp Honey&Spice paper pad out and started looking through to find my 5 different papers. Like I said, I wanted some contrast, so I wanted some dark. I also wanted to use this one piece that I have in the back, and it's like a big floral, but like a painted floral. So that draws in all the different colors. And then there's this cut apart that says, "These are my favorite days." And it was the perfect phrasing. And I had my eye on another piece of paper that's in this book that would draw that color in. I'm going to pick that up in just a minute. It's got that gold color. There we go, polka dot. I'll go back for that, I promise. So I end up with my 5 colors, and miraculously, there they are. So I get my Creative Memories trimmer out and start getting the pages cut. So the 3 different sections are measured, and they're different. So the 2 that are, let's see, the way that I have the sketch up there in the top left corner, the one that is in the bottom left, I measured 8.5 by 6.5. And then the one to its right, I measured 8.5 by 5.5, or a little under 5.5, because I wanted to make sure there was a gap between them, because in this sketch it looks like there's either a gap that you can see behind it or washi tape or some kind of a border there. So I got those cut down, and then I cut a 3.5-inch strip of that gold polka dot, and that is going to be the long strip at the top, above where the pictures rest. So I get all of the papers cut and then work on getting those laid down, and I decided to stick with the whole 100% Heidi Swapp paper pad. And there is a paper in this pad that has bicycles all over it. And I don't really know how often I'll use bicycle paper, and there are 2 of them. So I just took that and flipped it over and used the back of it, which was white because it's not double-sided. So that way I still am 100% using Heidi Swapp paper. I did not bring in any other paper product. I brought in the alphas and some floral stickers, and I brought in some Tim Holtz and 1 other sticker and 2 colors of washi. Other than that, the entire layout is Heidi Swapp. So I get all of that laid out. Those 2 right there are going to be my picture mats, and I will look later to see what's going to work better, the light on the dark or the dark on the light, once I get everything laid out on my paper. Oh, look at there, empty space. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm picking the paper for the background. Had I not cut that out? See, there's bicycles. It's cute paper, and I do have a layout for my daughter of bicycles, and I will use that. So, but for now, I only needed the 1, so I can use the back of this. So I get them laid down. I use double-sided tape almost always. It's just my preference to use the tear tape. It may take a little bit more time when I'm trying to record videos, but for me, it's just easier. I'm not a huge fan of wet glue. I know that lots of people talk very good talk about it like it's the best, and I'm sure there are other brands that are better than what I've tried. So we'll see. I'm not never going to use it. I will. So I get all that stuff tacked down, and now I'm going to try and figure out what's going to look better on these papers, because it touches all 3 papers. So even though that corner on the bottom left is dark, this dark on the background on the back stands out better than the light color, which kind of fades into the other 2. So I go ahead and matte the pictures on this. It's like a pink, and it's got some floral leafy bits in the background that are in that same gold that is throughout. Not that you can really see a whole lot of it, but it is there, and you can see it like if you're looking at the book in person. So I get that laid down, trim off the excess, and then I matte that on that darker black colored paper. And I think I'm going to cut a bunch of stuff out here. And then once I get done with that, I am going to attempt something that I did on the other layout that I created with the same sketch. And I am going to use some bubble wrap. Oh, first I'm going to get the washi tape, and I'm trying to decide which colors are going to look better. Sorry, skipping ahead too far. I like that blacky gray color, but I think it's going to disappear, and that black dove paper is touching I'll be touching that with both the washi tapes. So I get this peachy color that is very similar to the peach that's in the splotchy flower paper. And I just flip that around, and then I use that brownish color on the other stripe just to bring that color in as well. It ties it all together. So now I'm going to get some bubble wrap. And I did this on the layout that I created earlier, and my video would not load. It was an hour long before editing, and I went to load it into iMovie to edit it so that I could get it down to like 20 something minutes because there was a lot of stuff I could cut out, and it didn't work. So I don't know. So instead of just doing a video where I show you what I did, I decided I'd just make another layout because I really enjoyed this sketch. I thought, well, I'll go ahead and make another one, and if the video messes up, then I'm just going to make a this is what I did kind of thing. So on that video, or on that layout, I also used bubble wrap, which I am going to get to that. I'm just looking to see about the alphas right now, to see which alphas I'm going to use and what has the right letters for me. So I get some bubble wrap. It's just a small little piece, came in some packaging that I received. And I get out 2 different colors of my Distress Oxides. One is actually a Delusions ink spray, and it is vanilla custard. And then the second one that I do, and I just lay it down in 3 different places. And it's, in general, it is the places that I would have put embellishment clusters. So up there in the top corner, and then diagonally down. And then I put a little bit over on that dove paper, but you can only see a very small bit of it once the layout is complete. And then I get Distress Mica Spray, and it is in the bronze, the antique bronze. I love, love, love this color. It is so shiny, and it's just the way that it ended up on the page with the bubble wrap was great. It doesn't have the same effect if you're using acrylic, which is what I've used with the bubble wrap before. I've never used it with this thin, liquidy, and not the thicker, kind of paint. So I just kind of put it down in different places to where I think it's going to be a little visible once I get the layout done. And I have cut out some drying time. So I did let it dry while I fiddled with other things. And then I made sure it was pretty much dry before I laid everything out, because I knew that it wouldn't stick very good if I did not. So these stickers are heart-shaped wreaths, and it's Punch Studios. I have never heard of them. These are super old, and there's not even a date on the back of this package, so no clue. So I just I put one fully in the top left corner, and then I cut one in half in the top right corner and tuck the other part down underneath where I'm going to put my official title, which is These Are My Favorite Days. And then I just get the rest of the roses off this paper and stick them in there. I think that pink is a good match for this page. It's not the same color by any means, but it's a good match. And then I just stick the extras in to fluff that little corner up there in the top right, because my alphas, my mixed alphas, are going to go up there. And like I said in the beginning, this is my birthday party at my sister's house. And so I am going to spell out in 3 different alphas, Happy Birthday, Christy, which is what my family calls me. And so, because I really wanted to use this card as my title. So I wasn't going to be able to use the alphas as my title. And I considered doing numbers instead of alphas, and doing like my birthday number or like my age in different places. But that's just not what I wanted to do. It didn't fit this layout. So I went ahead and spelled out Happy Birthday, Christy. And I did overlap the letters in birthday because I knew it was going to be really big, and I didn't want that. So it doesn't need to have that big, massive amount of orange at the top. So I used some cork alphas for happy, some orange with a little brown around it for birthday, and some black ones that you can see through the letters. And so I put those on top of the roses so the pink roses will show through. So I really like the way that it turned out. I think that it is different, definitely different than anything I usually would do. But it is a really different way to add some alphas, use some alphas, because I don't know about you, I have tons of alphas. And of course, I can't spell a word out of half of them because there's no vowel. So now that I have that done, I am going to pick I picked one sticker out of a crafter square, and it's a 3D embellishment that says this is our happy place. And I tucked that in there because that space right there seemed really big. And it still seems kind of big at the top part of that little square or the rectangle. And I may end up adding something there. I'm not really sure. So I get my Tim Holtz metallics phrases. And on the right side, in black with gold, it says make a wish, good life, and just one life. And then on the right, I'm going to add 3 of the same phrases, but it's white with gold, and it says noteworthy, be your best, and live this life. And this was a really special day. We had a really good time. Unfortunately, the next day, half of us came down with COVID, and it was not as great. But I was happy to be able to spend time with my family because I didn't get to see them for 2 weeks. So here is the layout, and I really love the way it turned out. So now I'm going to show you the layout that I did with the other, the same sketch. So it is a bunch of water paper. I used different blues. The whole thing is monochrome pretty much. And I used 3 different kinds of blue paper and then matted it on 2 different shades of blue paper. And the alphas are right there. It says, you gonna throw that? It's my nephew throwing that ball. I did that bubble effect right there, and it actually came out really well on this page, except right there on the left in the middle, the paint spilled out too much, and there was way too much of it on the bubble wrap. But I fixed it, and I still think it looks really good. Kind of looks like a big splash. So, yay. That little boy's rule is a Heidi Swapp, and that is it. I hope you all have a great night, and I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.